Okay, a very good morning, guys. Nice to see some of you all up in the morning today on a Saturday. Can you all just let me know on the chat box before we start if you all can hear me and also see a screen? Yes, can see a screen. Right, good, thanks. So today, guys, is the start of a very new journey where we start off A-level classes for the new batch of 2026. So there is a lot of things that I have to say, and I'll get along with that as well. So how today's session will be structured is we will have a 1 hour introduction, me telling you about the subject, a little bit about me, how many units are there, how is your paper going to look like, right? So there's going to be a 1 hour intro. And once that is done, we will then, Lamai, move into the unit itself. So some of y'all, do y'all have your tunes, Lamai? Just let me know if you have or not. Yes or no. Just see how many of y'all actually have. Do you have the printed unit one file with you with the tune? Yes or no? Just to get an idea of how many has, how many doesn't. Others? Yes or no? Do you have the printed unit one tune with you? Okay, so looking at the responses that I have, I'm guessing around 35 of y'all have, and the balance don't. Right. So don't worry about that, Lamai. Your printed tute should be on its way. So usually what happens, to get the printed tute, Lamai, there is a registration form that you need to fill. Because otherwise, Lamai, I don't know what your address is, no, send the tute. So there is a registration form that you need to fill. I will resend it after this class also. If you all have not filled it, you can then fill that form. I will then courier the tutes. The next set of tutes, Lamai, will go on Monday because the courier company doesn't work on the weekends. I will send the next set on Monday. So hopefully by the next class, you will definitely have the tute. Okay, right. So with that being said, we'll start things off. We'll take 1 hour for a small introduction, and then let's get into the unit itself. Okay. So what are we going to do here, and how does this whole class work? Let me share my screen. Okay. That is my screen. Done. So guys, today is the start of a very, very new class. That is our 2026 A-levels econ class for the new A-level batch. I'll tell you how this works. I'll tell you what the plan is also. So before we get into that, I think it's good to know who I am because otherwise you don't know your teacher. So we'll start off a little bit about me and what I do, and then we'll get into the thing. So a little bit about me, I'm Arshad, and I've been teaching for the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years. How it all started was once A-levels was done, I was among the top 50 in the island during A-levels. So I thought there was so much of knowledge in me that I should not end it with me, that I should pass it on to someone. So with that thought in mind, also to find some pocket money for myself after A-levels, I started off with a few individual classes. I remember there was a friend of mine from our same school from my junior batch who used to come to my place, and I started teaching him. And something that started off like that within a couple of years, then once COVID hit, we took classes online, and that is where the bigger classes started to happen. So right now I have a 2024 A-level batch. There is a 2025 A-level batch and also your new batch. So in terms of the 2024 A-level batch, there is around a 270 odd students this month. The 25 batch, I think there is close to around a 250. And then your batch, this is the new batch that we are starting off. The first batch, I think there is around 100, 120. And now there is your batch that we are starting things off. So my schedule looks a little packed with so many classes happening, but hopefully once the 24 batch does exams in November, things get a little better. So then more about me. I schooled at St. Thomas's, Mount Lavinia. And after my results, I got into Lamai, the University of Colombo, Faculty of Management and Finance. I started uni somewhere around in 2019, and I specialized in business economics. That is my degree on. Parallelly, I also completed CIMA. Once the degree was done, I started working at a econ firm. So my full-time job itself is being an economist, and I do econ related work full-time. And that is the reason that I don't have a physical class. A lot of y'all ask me, so why don't you do a physical class also? The reason is, Lama, because I also do a full-time on the weekdays from Monday to Friday. It's a flexible job though, but still I do have a full-time job. My job involves, Lamai, what we mainly do, it's a very interesting one. That's why I don't want to give up on it as well. So what we mainly do is it's all about econ, right? We analyze the economy, we study exchange rates, we study interest rates, right? We study about how other countries are doing different things. And what we do is, Lamai, we do presentations to clients. So our clients are these big banks are our clients, then all these big firms, right? They're our clients. So what we do is we do presentations for them in their boardroom, for their CEO, for their directors. We tell them, this is what's going to happen in the economy. This is how you can prepare, right? Something like this can happen. Maybe even something like this could happen. So it's a very interesting job because it's not the same thing that you do every day, Laman. Because every day there is new things that is coming. So for that reason, I feel that I should do that as well. And also, given the fact that I work there full time as an economist, that helps me, Lamai, to bring a lot of things into my class because I'm very updated with what is happening in the country because that is my full time job, right? So, because of that reason, I'm able to bring in a lot of practical examples, a lot of latest related things that's happening in the country into your class. So it goes well hand in hand. And especially if you take Lamai, the A-level syllabus, starting from the grade 13 units, that is unit number 7 onwards, is very practical. You need to know what is happening in the country. You then understand the unit very well. So it helps me teach that very well as well. So for that reason, I also work along with me doing my classes. So usually I do classes on weekday nights. Now your class, I'll tell you the timing, how the time will change and all. For now, your class is on Saturday mornings. So that's a little bit about me. And during school, Lamai, I think something that you all can also relate. I did a lot of other things also, which I want you all also to please do. Don't be someone who just only studies because that's not going to take you anywhere in life. If you're good at sports, do something there. If you want to be a prefect, perfect. If there are clubs and societies that you want to be a part of, please go ahead and do all of that because these last 2 years is the best years in your schooling life. You're not going to get that back. So don't waste these 2 years, only study. I'll show you how you can study. I'll show you what you need to do. But along with that, now I manage your other things also because you won't get this time back. And your other things are also equally important because that builds character. That helps you work in a team. That helps you with a lot of things, Lama. So I'll show you how to balance things. And I remember I was also a part of a lot of clubs and societies, did different sports. I was a prefect. And with all of that, I was also among the top 50 in the island during my A-level year. So how do you manage all things around and how do you still get a good island rank? How do you still get a good result? So that's something that I will teach you along the way. All you need to do is listen, put that into practice because I can't come and sit next to you and make you do things. I will guide you. It's up to you to take that advice or not. So I have done it. My past students have done it. Can you do it? Is the question. Right. So that's a little bit about me. And then we'll get into your class level. So your class will happen completely online until A levels. Right now, I don't have a plan of starting off a physical class because, like I said, I work full time as well. So it's a bit difficult for me to do a physical one as well, but online perfectly works. I've had district ranks, island ranks from students who just learned only from me without going to school, also just online. So I think it perfectly works. So in terms of your class times, okay, now your current class time is Lamai on Saturday from 8 to 11 a.m. That is the time right now. From 8 to 11, your class on Saturday. Now, in this Saturday's class, I will be doing unit number 1 with you all. Which unit? I will be doing unit number 1. Now, on Saturday, second. Okay, so let me write that down on the screen. On Saturday, we do unit 1. So my plan with y'all is to finish off unit 1 in around 10 sessions. Can be a little less, can be a little more. So 10 sessions means Lamai, every week we have one session. So starting from today, by somewhere around the first week of December, we will finish off unit number 1. So October, November, my plan is if we can finish off by November and perfect. But even if we have to take a few weeks of December, that's all right. So we do unit number 1 every Saturday morning from 8 to 11. Now, from next month onwards, not from this month, because you all will get a little confused. From next month onwards, Lamai, you all will learn unit 1 on Saturday, plus you will also learn unit number 2 with my first batch. So my first batch class, Lamai, that is your permanent class time. That happens on Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Just like this, online on Zoom. There we are doing unit number 2. So you will start unit number 2 there, Lamai, because unit 1 and 2 are not connected to each other. Even if you don't know unit 1, you still understand unit number 2. They are two separate units. So on Saturday, you will learn unit number 1. That is October, November, maybe the first few weeks of December also. From next month onwards, not this month, because I can put you all this month also, but it gets a little difficult, Ramai, because you are still new, no? So from next month onwards, on Thursday, 7 to 9, you will also learn unit number 2. The reason that I do that is two things, Ramai. One is, I don't want you all to be behind compared to the first batch. Otherwise, Lama, you all are always behind. So then when it comes to term exams and all, other batch has finished all the stuff, you all have not finished. So that's one reason. We'll soon try to catch up with that batch. Another reason is, Lama, I don't want to do 2 batches until A levels because that's my time and I'm duplicating my time, Lama, teaching the same thing for 2 classes. Oh, man. Instead, I can use that time to do one class better rather than teaching the same thing twice. So that is why I don't drag a second batch until A levels. I will, as soon as possible, combine you all with the first batch. Then you're also on track and you can get things done. Okay. So then, why do I do the first month for free? The main reason is, Lamai, because some of y'all are not sure whether you want to do EPON or not. Some of y'all are not even sure whether you want to study online or not. Some of y'all are not even sure, should I study with this until A levels? So to figure out all of that, I think 1 month of a period is enough. That is why I do it for free, because I don't want to waste any of your money. I come from a very basic middle class family. I know how hard it is to pay off class fees. I know it's not easy. It's not one subject that you all go for classes. There are 3 subjects. And sometimes you're not the only child in your family. Your siblings are also going for classes. You're also going to school. So that's a big burden on your parents. So I totally understand that whole concern. So with that reason, I don't believe in wasting anyone's money. And that's why I also have this policy. If anyone pays for my class and joins, by the end of the month, if they are not satisfied, if they feel that they didn't learn anything, it was a waste of their money, I will not ask any questions. I will give them a full refund. I usually have that policy because I don't want to be labeled as that person who wastes anyone's money. So for that reason, I will do the entire October classes for free. Join all 4 sessions. See whether you understand what I teach. See whether you like the subject. Because some of you all, after that, you all will stop doing econ and go to something else. එතකොට අපරාධනේ paying the class fees for this month. So see whether you like the subject. See whether you are okay with what I am teaching. See whether you are okay with learning things online. And then, depending on how things go, next month, if you think this fits, you can pay and register. If not, you can go on your own way. I have no hard feelings, nothing bad. So this is like a trial for you all to come and learn. But please take these 4 weeks seriously because we're actually going to learn, right? Because there are marks that you will get in your A-level paper. So that's how things work. I'll go into detail of how I'm going to do things and when I'm going to do things. Is the overall thing okay, Lamai? Are you all okay with your class time for now? For the next 2 months, you will have a class on Saturday. From next month onwards, in addition to Saturday, you will also come on Thursday. That means in November, you have Thursday learning unit 2, Saturday learning unit 1. So once unit 1 is completed, you will automatically come only for Thursday's class. So this Saturday class, Lama, is only there for like 2 months. On Thursday, next month onwards, you will start until A levels. That Thursday class will happen, Lama. Right now, it is 7 to 9. Going forward, it will become 7 to 10. So don't have anything after 9. Okay, right. So then, with that being said, let me get into Lamai what this whole A-level journey is about. Okay, so I want all of y'all today itself to have a goal. Lamai, you're not going to spend 2 years of your life. You all have 2 years Lamai, to do A-levels. You're not going to spend 2 years of your life coming to my class, going to all other classes, just to pass this exam. I don't want that to be your intention. If any of y'all right now have this intention, I will pass A-levels, I will say, don't come to my class also, Lara. Have fun, do anything, you can pass. If you're going to be serious about it, I want all of y'all to dream big. Okay? Your O-level results doesn't matter. I told this to my first batch also. I don't ask anyone for their O-level results because what you did for O-levels doesn't matter when you come to A-levels. You might be someone very average at O-levels. You might have, let's say, 1A, 2As. But A-levels, you can end up with an island rank as well. It happens the other way also now. You can be someone with 9As for O-levels who might, let's say, just get 3 S's for A-levels. Both ways are completely possible. So your O-level result doesn't matter a lot when it comes to A-levels. This is a new start. Everyone is at the same level right now. Yes, none of you all have learned it. My first batch would have learned it, but in a few months, you all will also catch up with them. So everyone's at the same level. Think of this don't think of it as a competition, but think of it as a race, for example. So right now, if you're in a race, all of your lamai are at the starting point. No one is ahead, no one is behind. It's a 2-year-long race. What you do in these 2 years will determine where you end in that race. So there is no one with an advantage. There is no one with a disadvantage. You start at the same point. So you make up your mind that this 2 years, you're going to give it your everything. You're not here just to pass the exam. You're not going to waste 2 years just to get an S or a C. You're going to spend this 2 years. Your minimum target is an A, but I want you all to target even bigger to aim for at least an island rank, a good island rank. So roughly, that's why this slide is there. There is roughly around 100,000 students who sit for A-levels in the commerce stream. Total around 300,000. For the commerce stream, there's around 100,000. So my target for you is, from this 100,000, let's target Lamai to at least come among the top 100 in the island. Out of 100,000, I want you to come among the top 100 in the island out of 100,000 people. Now, some of you all will think, Lamai, yes, it's arts. These are commerce, Lamai. Arts also, there are island ranks. Arts also, I think there is around 80,000 students doing arts, if I'm not mistaken. So arts has separate island ranks, commerce has separate ones, different things. So we'll just focus on the commerce thing relevant for arts also. So let's say you want to get among the top 100 in the island out of 100,000 students out there. Now, in this 100,000, Lamai, remember your island. Do you all get island ranks separately for English, Sinhala, Tamil medium, or is it all together, Lamai? What do you all think? How is your island ranks coming? Now, if you're island first, are you island first? Is there island first in the Sinhala medium, island first in the English medium, island first in the Tamil medium? Or is there a all commerce stream, all art stream island first? It's all together, right? So inside this 100,000, Lamai, there are English medium students, there are Sinhala medium students, and there are Tamil medium students. So all streams have an island rank now. So the bio stream, they have their separate ranks. The math stream has their separate ones. The commerce stream has their separate. Art stream has their separate. But if you take, let's say, the one stream, they don't break it down into English, Sinhala, Tamil medium level. Everyone is together. So total, there's around 100,000 students. And I'm telling you, your target is to come among the top 100 in that 100,000. Right now, it might seem impossible. It might seem like this fellow is just joking around. There are 100,000 people. How do I come among the top 100? So top 100 is like this. If you're among the top 1,000, you're among the 1%. If you're among the top 100, you're among the 0.1% in the island. The top 1% in the island is what I want you to target, irrespective of your stream. You might be a commerce stream student, you might be an art stream student. That's okay. And just to make you feel better, right, to say that this is not impossible, I'm telling you, so many of my students have done this. Right? I'm so proud of all of them. And forget about them. I'll tell you, Naman, I did it as well when I did A levels in 2017. I was among the top 50 in the island. And I can be very honest with you, there is nothing supernatural that I did, Naman. There are a few basic things that you will do. You will also do all of your other things around, not just to become the top 100 in the island, Lama. You don't have to study 10 hours a day for the next 2 years. Nothing like that. There are a few things that you will follow. I will tell you what those are. You do that properly. In 2 years, you will see your result. And I'll tell you, Rama, even if you're among the, let's say, top 300 in the island in your batch, you're among the top 300 in the island. You can get into Lamai any local university that you want. Colombo, Japura, Moratuwa, anything that you want to, any degree you can get in. And the difference of marks between the first person and the 300th person Lamai is a very small difference. Right? Your small Z-score differences, like 2, 3 marks. The maximum, I would say, the difference between the island first and the island, let's say, Lamai 300th person, there might be a difference of, let's say, around 10, 15 marks. Now, 10, 15 means for all 3 subjects combined. So let's say all 3 subjects are 100, 100, 100. Let's say the island first has 295 marks out of 300. 3 subjects, they have 295. Maybe the island 300th person might have 280 marks out of 300. So it's very close, Lavan. So that is on that day. Some of you all might do careless mistakes. Some of you might get lucky and one of your khana shot can go correct. That is no small things, Lavan. Even if you're among the top 300 in the island, you need to remember that you're equally as good as the island first. You're equally as good as the island first. Why? On that day, Lamai, one careless mistake happened. You lost the small view marks. Some khana shot for the island first went correct. For you, it didn't go correct. So those small, small things is what makes that difference, Lamai. So if you can even come among the top 300, remember, you're equally as good as the island first. You're equally smart. You've equally put in the effort. So that's our target. That's what we are going to do in the rest of the 2 years. We are not targeting just to pass this exam. Please don't have that in mind. Your target is to get 100 out of 100. might not be possible. You might make a careless mistake. You might make small mistakes. Will at least get to a 90-95. Your minimum target is 75. That's your minimum target now. Minimum is a 75. That is not your maximum. Minimum is a 75. We target for 100. Realistically, you might end up at a 90-95 mark level because you make careless mistakes. No matter how much you study, there could be a question that you don't know. There could be things like that. Okay, right. Here, the island first. Island first in what? Okay, so that's our. Okay. So with that said, will then Lamai get into why do you learn online? Now, that's also a question that you have, Nilamai. Some of your friends are going to physical classes. Should I also go to a physical class or should I learn online? Now, I will be very honest with you here, Lamai. Now, when I was doing A levels, we didn't have online classes, Nilamai. All what we had was physical classes. Yeah. It's about which side you choose. Now, physical classes, I will agree, are more fun. Now, here, Lama, you don't even see your friends. No? You're now right now in front of a laptop or a phone. I am also there on the screen only. You don't see me also. I don't see y'all also. Right? It's a little less interactive, not that fun. I will completely agree. Online classes are not that fun. But online classes, Lamai, has its own advantage. Sometimes you will not realize this now. You will realize this maybe somewhere around in 2026. So let me just highlight three of the main points. Okay. The first biggest advantage is, given that this class is online, you're going to save Lamai a lot of time. Now it's not a big problem because right now, Lama, you all are comparatively free. Some of you all have started school. Some of you all have not. There is just one class a week. It's not a big thing, Lama. 2 hours of a class, 3 subjects. Time easily you can manage. But what you don't realize is later on, now next year for your batch, we start Lama a revision class. Then after that, now right now, Lama, for my 2025 batch, 2025, anyway, 2024 batch, this year's A-level batch, I have around Lamai 5 classes a week. Around 4 to 5 classes a week I have with them. So imagine 4 to 5 classes. That is just for econ, Lamai. Imagine you have 2 other subjects. You will have around, let's say, okay, let's say 4 classes a week per subject. They will say there is Lamai normal theory, there is paper classes, past paper classes. So many will start adding up Lamai. That is around when you're closer to A-levels. You will have roughly around Lamai 12 classes a week. Right? Some of these classes will be long classes, Lamai, morning to evening. I don't put very long ones, but teachers will have. Just think, if all of these classes are physical ones, think of Lamai, how much of time are you going to waste in the road traveling to all these classes? On top of this, you might be going to school also. In addition to going to school for 5 days, you also have 12 classes that you need to attend. You're going to be so exhausted that you won't have the time to study them. It gets difficult. Right now, you will not feel that. Right now, all your friends are going to physical class. You only have 1 class a week. So 3 classes only for 3 subjects. Right now, you can. Later on, you will realize now things are tough. And the worst thing is, Laman, classes will clash sometimes. This fellow's class is also on this one. Now I put a class and others have also put a class on the same time. I'll tell you how you can manage that with the online one, but that will also happen. Now you can't be at 2 physical classes at the same time. Finished. You miss one class, now next class you don't understand. So that risk is there. An online class will avoid that risk. You will save a lot of time and you'll also save a lot of money also. Because traveling now in Sri Lanka is not cheap. Even if you're going by bus Lamai, it still takes a lot of money. Then you have to buy food in the canteen. You have so much of things you will realize. Each day to go to a class, you will at least spend around 400, 500 rupees to go by bus, get some food, all of that. So it's expensive. Also, it is time. consume it. Forget about the expensive side. If you can afford it, that's not a problem. The time factor is the main one. That's the biggest advantage. Oh, I would say one main advantage of studying online. Now I understand now why sometimes some of y'all want a physical one because you feel like you have a online run a bad. So maybe what I will recommend is from your three subjects, maybe one of the subjects try to have a physical one. Now, especially if you are doing something like accounting. Now, accounting වගේ එකක් ළමයි, it's better to have physical one, I will feel. If you are doing, I don't know, some of you all might not be doing it. So because that is about doing sums and all of that. So maybe having a physical one could be better. So it depends on what you like. Maybe sometimes some of you all are better at doing accounting at home also. So maybe one of your three subjects, or maybe two, please don't try to have all three physical llama, it gets tough. Maybe one, maximum two of your subjects have a physical one. That is for you to go have your look at your friends, meet your friends, have fun with them and do all of that. One, maximum two, having a physical one is okay. But even all online also perfectly works. That's the first advantage. The second reason why you need to study online, or especially in my class, is that Lamai, you will never miss a class. How? How come you never miss a class? Every single class that I do, Lamai, I will record it and I will upload it on my website. So this is my website that I'm showing you. I'll show you my website as well. Every single class that I do. So even today's class right now, you can see it's getting recorded. It will be uploaded on the website. And the best part is, Lavine, these recordings don't expire until you do A-levels. Now, some teachers, Lavine, they give the recording and within 1 week, the recording is deleted. I don't do that. Because I feel, why should I do that? Online classes, biggest advantage is the recording is there. Why do I delete it in 1 week? No point. So you can watch any recording that we do unlimited times until A-levels. So even today's recording, 2 years later, you can come back and watch today's session now. So you will never miss a class. You might have your sports practices, you might have school events, family events, anything. Go and do that, Lamai. That's okay. You have to live life, Lamai. You don't have to cancel your sports and this and that and just to come to class and listen. If you are a person doing your sports, if you're someone really interested in doing different club society work, go and do Lamai. That's all right. Because my class recording will be there on the website. You don't have to drop me a text and sir, can you send the recording? All of it don't matter. Within 24 hours of the class, I will add the recording to the website. So let me just show you my website. So right now you will not have access to this Lamai. You will get access to this very soon. This is my sister's account. I'll go to my account and show you. So once you log in, you will get a next month when you pay the fees and all, right? You will get a username, password, and all for you to log in. Right now, no. So once you log in, you will see all the classes that you have. Now, for now, I can see everything. You will have only unit number 1 for now. You will have only one folder, but little by little, once we do theory, revision, all others, little by little, all the classes, like you can see here, unit 1, unit 2, you have this batch, that batch, whatever your batch wants, you all will see, little by little, everything will get added onto your website. So even if you miss anything, you can always come back and watch. Now, if I'll just open a unit 1 class and show you. I'll open the previous batches unit 1, 2025 A-levels unit 1. See, all their classes are there, right? What they did in day 1, what they did in day 2. So if you don't remember a part, now some of your alumni might be a little slow learners. Sometimes the first time that a teacher teaches you, you might not understand it much. So then on the recording is there, you come back and pause the recording a little and watch. Sometimes different people God have built in different ways. Some of you all are the first time when they teach goes into your head. Some of you all know it doesn't work. That's okay. We can't help that. But what we can do is we can put the effort. Some of you all might have language issues. Maybe you all did O-levels in, how many of you all did O-levels in another medium, Lama? Maybe Sinhala or Tamil medium. You now switch to English. And that's a very good decision that you made. Because after A-levels, Lama, for If you, let's say, look at degrees and all, there are no degrees in single medium, Tamil medium now. Even at local universities, all the degrees are English medium. So the fact that you switch now is, I would say, that's the best decision that you made. I'll tell you a lot about my university, the story is all there, but we'll prepare for that. But just have that in mind. So that way, Lamai, even if you, let's say, sometimes you're falling a little behind, you can always come back and watch the recording. Definitely come to the class. If you miss the class, don't worry, recording is there. Now, that way, Lama, now in a physical class, that doesn't happen. In a physical class, Lama, you go to the class, you miss that class, finish. And the worst part, Lama, now especially in subjects like econ, subjects like, let's say, accounting, this session is connected to the next session, Lama. If you miss today's class, sometimes tomorrow's class, you won't understand. That problem is there. Because econ and all very logical, Lama. It's like a story. You need to remember this to understand the other one. Now, business studies might be a little theory. So even if you miss this, you can catch up on the other one. Accounting also difficult now. If you, let's say, miss a basic, this thing that the teacher teaches you. Now, first day the teacher teaches you something, next day they might do questions. You miss the first class, now next class you can't do the question. Now, those problems happen now. And no matter how hard you try, sometimes classes will clash. School events will happen. You fall sick, right? Your cousins and whoever, sometimes they get married. Family functions happen. So things happen in life that you might end up missing a class. So you don't have to worry at all because every single class's recording is until A levels, it will be there. It will not expire as long as you are a registered student for that month. Whatever months that you pay and come, that month's recording you will get. Now, if you, let's say, pay for November, whatever classes I do for November, recording is there on the website. So any months you pay, whatever classes you will. The months that you don't pay, you don't get the recording because then that's not fair. So every month that you pay the fee, recording is available. That I think is one of the biggest advantages, and that's the reason Lamai, that most of my students actually get good results. I don't have to lie or boast or anything about it. I'll just show you my do I have a flyer with that? Yeah, yes. From my last batch, my 2023 A-level batch, that's the results that we have from the 185 students. 110 people Lamai got an A. That's 60% of the students. More than half of them actually got an A Lamai. And I don't have to lie. There are people who got B's, C's, and S's also. But most of these people Lamai who got a C or a S were people who joined my class in the last moment Lamai. Now, not people who were there for 2 years. Almost everyone who was there from the beginning definitely got an A. They even went to get good island ranks and district ranks. There are people, like 3 months before the exam, they will join, 6 months before they will join. There are people like that. And I'll tell you, Lama, you look at the class number. Now, today there is how much? There's around 60 people here now. And you will see later on, now they will not realize, Lama, later on, by next year and all, there'll be so many other people who will join because they will realize, people who went to a physical class, who went to some other class, they will realize, this fellow's recording is there, he's teaching well, right? And now they start switching. Some people switch very late, so it's a little difficult, Lama. And the good point is no one failed. So that's one of the biggest achievement. And so many people got that A. The reason is, Lama, one, the teaching is also there, but that recording, Lama, because in A levels, you have to stay on track. You පොඩ්ඩක් track pan number. If you go out of track, let's say for 1 month you fall sick or you miss a few classes. Now when you come lamai, you don't understand. Then what happens? Then you start scolding the teacher. Whatever this fellow is telling, I can't understand. Not because what he is telling you can't understand. Anyway. The problem is you missed a few classes. Now you don't understand anything. What to do? So teacher, he would have taught you in the last 2 weeks. You didn't go to that class. You go to the third week. Now he's continuing from there. Now you're looking at him when you're trying to understand. Nothing he's saying is going into your head. Now you all start scolding who? The physical class teacher or someone. How we think that is a different story. But that will not happen in this online class. And that's why the results also are very, very good. It doesn't have to be my online class. If there is another teacher who is doing an online class, if you think they are teaching better than me, if they have all the recording systematically in order, join that, no problem. Because that is definitely a good thing. You might not realize it now. Now only one class a week, no, you can somehow come. But later on, think when you have around 4 classes a week per subject, 12 classes a week, times will clash. You might not be able to make it a live class. Then if the recording is there, you don't have to be scared. Okay, right. That's that. And the other thing is, Lavai, I don't believe in sending PDFs and all. That is why even this first month, even if I'm doing it for free, that's okay. I will send you a nice printed file with all the things. I don't know about y'all. I'll tell you about me. Might be a little different compared is coming from a guy like me. I am someone Lamai, who likes to keep my notes and all very neat and distinct. I am not someone now. Most of the guys, Lama, I think when you all go for A levels, when you go to uni and all, you don't even have a pencil case. No? You take the pen in your pocket, and that's how you go like a big shot. You know, no pencil case, just a pen in the pocket. Sometimes no pen also. You write all the notes in one book. There are people like that. At our uni also, there are people. Lama. In they have one CR book. ඔක්කොම ලියන්නේ ඒකේ. That is not even divided. Randomly, they scribble here and there. I can't work like that. For me, Lama, things have to be organized. It has to be neat. Because otherwise, you don't feel like taking that tute again and studying Lama. When you have a very untidy, very incomplete thing that you have scribbled and this and that, you will come to class and write certain stuff. Next time, you don't feel like opening that tute and studying. Any of y'all, you'll have that issue. You have to have things very neat and properly in order. Otherwise, it doesn't work for you. You have a nice set of colored pens. You have a highlighter. Yes, I think that's definitely a good thing to have, Laman, because otherwise it's difficult. And I want, even if you were not someone like that, please try to be someone like that, Laman. Try to have your things very organized. And that is the reason, Laman, that even when I send you all the tutes, I send you a nice file so that your tute is protected. To print that file also, Laman, it cost me some money. So even to print your unit one whole tute set, I'll be very honest with you. It cost me close to around 1,000 rupees now. That file, your main tute, your past paper tute, and even the main tute, I put a nice board cover. Okay. I put a board cover. I have a lamination going on that. Right. So I spend money and do it because I feel like if I don't do it, I can give you a very cheap tute. I don't have to give you a file. I can do that. But then what happens now? You all don't feel like studying. Or when things are untidy, things are like all messed up, that thing doesn't come now. So you, on your end, I will send you the printed tubes every month, not every month. Whenever we are starting a new unit, I will send you the printed tubes. You please look after those tubes carefully, write neatly, have uh, the tubes level, you can't come and collect it because most of the time it's couriered directly from my printing place. Level. Some tubes, a few tubes, sometimes I send from my place, but mostly it's couriered from my printing place. So therefore, you can't come and collect the tube. Okay. So then you will have all of it organized properly. You need to get your thing done. You can use your brother's tube, but depends. Every batch, I change the tube a bit. I make a few differences here and there. Okay. Then there were a few questions. Yes, today is the introduction. The first 1 hour we'll do the introduction, then we'll go into the unit. So we are almost 11 minutes left. Okay. So keep your things organized, not just for economy, all other subjects, because otherwise you will not want to open your tube. And I don't believe in PDFs. It's very hard. PDF you're in your phone, no, you're in your laptop. On your phone or laptop, easily you get distracted. You open a PDF in the tube, 5 minutes later, you're not in the PDF, you're scrolling Instagram or WhatsApp. Can't happen. And the feed, even if I send you the PDF, I know you all can print. Some instances I do send, but then also you all don't print it as nice as me. I put a nice cover and all of that. And so don't worry, the tubes will be sent. So that's, I would say, are 3 biggest reasons why you need to have this online, and especially why my class is that recording level. You will not miss a class. So that proves why the results are also very good. I don't have all my island rank and district rank people in a fly. I could make one. I have one that I made earlier. So this is proof that there were district firsts. Very good. I don't have an island first, I have to be very honest, but I had island top 50, so many students. And also I tell you, Lama, whether you are the first in the island or 300 in the island, that is on that day you make a careless mistake, you make a small mistake. That I can't help and that you can't also help out. If you're among the top 300 in the island, you can be proud that you're equally as good as the first. Okay. So these are people who did really well. And some of these people like are private candidates. Now, some of you all also have that thing like, I'm a private candidate. I can't get into a university. I can't do well. That's all nonsense. Like. You properly organize yourself and you study. And now, even if you look at someone like Ushant Lamai, the first person here on the left, is someone who didn't go to school and was only there in my class. So didn't study econ anywhere else, just only from me for the 2 years. And still, if they can come among the top 100 in the island, get a good district rank, just think how good they are. So it's up to you. Right. Then we'll get into our syllabus. So let me speed up things a little because I want to finish off this introduction in 1 hour. Right? I don't want to drag it, talk nonsense. Now, if you take your A-level syllabus, total 2 years, has 12 units for econ. 12 units. The first 6 units that is there in the top row are your grade 12 syllabus, or we call it your first year of A-levels. A-levels, there are 2 years in 11. So first year of A-levels, you will do the first 6 units. So roughly what you all do is every school, every term, they do 2 units. So you all have terms in school. First term, they do unit 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. That's how it goes. Sometimes, now unit number 1, they might drag a little because that's the new unit. No, you're completely new. No, so they might first term, they might only do unit number 1. Later, they will catch up. That's how things work. So first 6 units are grade 12. The remaining 6 units, now here you will only see 5 pictures. That is because the 11 and 12 units combined. The remaining 6 units are the grade 13 or your second year of A-levels. Each of these units are a little big. So roughly it takes around 2 months. Some units can take a little longer, some shorter, but roughly 2 years can have 24 months. 2 years are 24 months. So 24 months, 12 units means roughly per unit takes around 2 months to complete. Sometimes can take a little long, sometimes can be short. That's the thing that you will have. And the best part in econ is every unit has like an equal weightage. Now in other subjects, now if you take a subject like accounting, what is your first unit? Did you all start classes? First unit is importance of accounting. What is the first unit? Accounting and its importance or something? Is that the first unit? I can't remember, right? So maybe something. The amount of marks that you get from those units are very less. But econ, econ out of your 200 mark paper, okay, unit number 1 itself, you get 28 marks. Unit number 1, Introduction to Economics, you get 28 marks out of your 200 mark paper. Are some subjects are first unit paper, you ignore a small unit, no questions come. Econ is not like that. So that's why from the very beginning, you will have to stay focused and you have to get that eyes, accounting analysis and the need. No, that's how things work. So there are 12 units. And now, what are we going to do? How is your, that's fine, your grade 12 syllabus is unit number 1 to 6. Your grade 13 syllabus is unit number 7 to 12. Or you can say first year of A-level, second year of A-levels, depending on how your school calls it. Then we'll get into the paper structure. How do you think your paper structure is for this? We think starting 4-7 would be a hassle, like starting long. Might be a little difficult when it comes later on. Not right now, later on it gets a little difficult. You're doing 4. I don't think you can write for 4 though. Be careful. You might end up missing everything. So now you have a paper 1 and a paper 2. But anyone wants to guess what do you think you have in paper 1? Paper 1 is lamai for 100 marks. How is this 100 marks coming? How do you think? Are there short questions? Are there fill in the blanks? Are there, I don't know, MCQs? What do you have? In econ lamai, your first paper, now other papers and all lamai, there are fill in the blanks, short questions. ඔක්කොම තියෙනවානේ. In econ lamai, the best part is you have 50 MCQs. Each MCQ is for 2 marks. You have no true or false, no fill in the blanks, no short answers, nothing. Right? You will take your, if you have the tutes that I sent you, lamai, check there is a past paper tute. Well, I have put all the unit 1 past papers, 50 questions. Each question will get 2 marks. The only difference here is, lamai, in O levels, your MCQs had 4 options, right? From 4 options, you will select the correct one. In A-level econ or other A-level subjects also, you have 5 options. From 5 options, if you have the tute, we'll do some questions today, don't worry. From 5 options, you select the correct one. But it's all MCQs. So then you don't have to memorize anything on there. Answers are there. It's about selecting the right answer. Today we will do some questions. I will show you. Okay. Then how does paper 2 look like? Paper 2 lamai has a part A and a part B. Part A and a part B. Any guesses how does this paper look like? In total lamai, in part A and part B, there are 10 questions. So question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's part A. Question 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each of these questions is for 20 marks. Each question is 20 marks. Paper 2 is for 100 marks. How many questions, lamai, do you think you will have to do out of these 10 questions? If your paper is for 100 marks, each of these questions is 20 marks. You have to do only 5. Think of the choice that you have. Out of 10 questions, you do only 5, lamai. But any 5 back, there is no compulsory question. But the rule is, lamai, from each of these parts, minimum you have to do 2 questions. So from part A, minimum 2. Here also minimum 2. So then how will you do? Either you will do 3 questions from this, 2 questions from this. Or you will do 2 questions from this part, 3 questions from this part. Minimum 2 questions you have to do from each part. Total 5. So minimum 2 means 2 and 2, 4. Then at least 1 more question from either part. So part A is, lamai, your grade 12 syllabus. I told you the first 6 units in your syllabus, grade 12 kiela. Here, from the first 6 units, you get part A. No compulsory questions here. Usually now accounting, first question is compulsory. Here nothing. You can even skip question number 1 if you want. No compulsory questions. From that 10, you have to do 5, but not any 5. Minimum 2 you have to select from each part. Yeah, so first, part A is from the grade 12 syllabus, unit 1 to 6. Part B is from the grade 13 syllabus, unit 7 to 12. Later we'll talk about which question comes from which unit. That is also easy, lamai. In your syllabus. Question number 1 comes from unit number 1. Entire question 1, 20 marks. Now, when I say 20 marks, lamai, it's not one big 20-mark question. Inside that question, there are sub-questions. If you have the past paper, I will show you all questions today. You have like 4 or 5 subparts. So each subpart, let's say there are 5 subparts, maybe 4 marks, 4 marks, 4 marks. There are small questions. It's not one big essay question, never for 20 marks. 20-mark question. Inside that also, There are small parts. That's how Lama your paper structure is. And that is why Econ, I would say, Lama, is the most organized paper. You have a big choice. You can target and go, Lama. You know question number 1 is from unit number 1. Look at your past paper tube if you have first the MCQs at the end balan essay questions. All the question number 1s I have. Unit number this is from unit number 2. This is from unit number 3. This is from unit number 4. This is from unit number 5 and 6. So first 6 units are grade 12. Then this is from unit number 7, unit 8. This is unit 9 and 10. This one is unit 11 and 12. This one is also unit 11 and 12. That's how Lama your thing is. Don't have to memorize this. When we go along, I will show you all how it works. You know definitely this question is from this unit. That's the best part. You know, if you go and ask question number 4 on unit again, the question number 4 is from unit number 4. Definitely you will know that. That's the best part about econ and paper. So you get 100 marks here. You get 100 marks here. They will add the two together, divide by 2. Our minimum target is to get 75. That means out of 200, you have to get minimum 150. Our ideal target is to get 200 out of 200. You might make careless mistakes and all, that's possible. So therefore, we will set the level at 180 out of 200. That is 90 out of 100 is our realistic target. Ideal 100 out of 100, minimum 75. Have that in mind. Is that clear, Lama? Is the paper structure okay? Check. While we go along, also we'll talk about it. Don't worry. Then another best part about my class is, Lama, I don't know if you all would have heard this from others. I usually am a little fast when completing the syllabus. I don't drag the syllabus very much. Usually around 5-6 months before A levels, I finish the theory and the revision class syllabus. Some teachers now might drag it A level August now until July they are teaching. I don't teach anything new there. We will have classes until that, but that's a separate thing. So how it will work for you all is Lamai. I will cover the syllabus 5 times with you. How many times? 5 times with you. The first time that I cover the syllabus is now using our theory class. That is what we started now, theory class. So theory class starting today until around, I will give you the exact date now itself. Okay, I usually work in a proper plan. Your exam is when? 2026, ideally August. They will bring it back to August. I will finish your syllabus. By somewhere around 2026. Now for this batch and all, I finished by March. Maybe for y'all, I might finish even early. By 2026, by somewhere around Feb or March, ideally March, I will finish off the theory syllabus. Then I will also do a revision class. Revision class is where we do a lot of papers. Now in this class, this one I will start it next year, not now. Next year, somewhere around August, I will start. That is very important where we do so much of papers. Like for unit number 1 itself, there are around 11 papers. So much of papers you will do. So unit number 1, 11 papers, and for all 12 units, there is around 100 papers that you will do. So that also by 2026 Feb or March, I will finish. So that means around 4-5 months before the exam, you are done with theory also. You are done with revision also. You have studied the syllabus twice with me before the A-level class. Then what I will do, once theory and revision is over, by March it is over now, then I will do something called a fast track program. In the fast track program, you know what do? We recap the entire syllabus again, focusing on the most difficult areas. And we do the very difficult papers, the toughest questions that you can get, we do that. So that's around a 3-month program. We do the most toughest ones because you have already learned theory and revision now. Now, after that, you're going to a fast track. Is every week we will do 1 unit long. That's how it works. There are exams along the way as well. Then once that is done, then Lama, you have your mock exam series. So here we will do Lama 24 full papers, full A-level papers. We'll do 24 full A-level papers, mock papers, past papers, everything. Then also Lama, I have a free past paper class that I will do. I will do all the past papers with you all from around 2011 until your. So that way, I cover the syllabus Lamai of 5 times. In addition to this, there will be different seminars that happen. All of that will be there along the way. So 5 times you will learn the syllabus with me and go before you go to the exam. You will do enough and more questions, enough and more exams before the paper. That's the plan. Then, in terms of the classes, just to summarize things, we will have regular exams, regular assessments. I will finish off the syllabus 5 times before the exam. I showed you how 5. All the classes will be recorded and be provided. You can watch it unlimited times until A levels. Plus, all the printed tunes will be couriered to your doorstep. First month is free. October, come for free. See whether you understand what's happening, right? See whether you like what I am teaching. See whether you like the subject. Try it out. After that, if you're interested in continuing, you can pay the fee for 3,000 rupees a month and register. I don't charge separately for tube printing or anything. Courier charge lama you all have to pay. That is the delivery. No? That is for the delivery company, nothing for me. Tube printing or recordings or anything, I don't charge extra. So in the 3,000 you pay, your printed tube is also included. Recordings are also included. Everything is there. Yeah. Class fee is 3,000. Even if I have 2 classes a week, it's still 3,000. Theory class is 3,000. Later, when we do revision, there is another fee for that. So now, even next month, Thursday and Saturday, if we have the class, still you only pay 3,000. You don't pay 6,000. Yeah, that's the class fee. There are mainly 2 institutes that I work with. There is iTutor SL. That's my own institute, but I have separate people handling it. So this is my contact number. You can either register through this. Some of you all are in the main iTutor group. I think there's around 70 odd people there. Some of you all are in the Satya College group. The only difference between the 2 institutes are you pay the class fees to 2 separate people. Satya College people pay the class fee to Satya College. iTutor people pay the class fees for me. The class is the same. I will send the link in both the groups. You all will come now, right now in the class. Both of you all are there. Recording is the same. Class is the same. Everything is the same. The difference is you're in 2 separate WhatsApp groups. I will send the same messages in both the groups. Don't worry. So same class link. Everything is the same. You pay to 2 separate accounts, bank accounts. That's the only difference. So you either register through mine, or if you heard about this class from Satya College, then not nice Nilama, if they are the ones who introduced you to my class, you join through their institute. So you join through their institute, they will collect the class fees, they will add you to the group, they will do. If you heard the class from me, then join through mine. No difference at all. Right. That is the intro. Are there any questions? With that, I want to finish off the intro. I only wanted to allocate 1 hour for this. Is that okay? Do you all have any questions? Please ask. Because after this, we are going to get into learning the subject. Anyone, anything, any random one. Can be econ, can be about me, can be about another subject, anything. This is your time to ask. The class, Lamai, our Saturday class will be for 3 hours, not for 2. 3 hours keyword, I might finish around in 2.5 hours. Today, I might not go until 11. I might finish a little early. It'll depend. How does subject of, that's another problem. Right? Some of you all have this issue with subjects affecting Z scores. I'll tell you, Lamai, don't think too much about it. Now, some of you all, Lamai, now your Z score to get into local uni and all, I hope you all have heard something like that. Now, Z score is, Lamai, about how well you do compared to the average student. Now let's say now I will take econ will. I'm just giving an example. Let's say now how many people do econ? Around 80,000 people do econ. From that 80,000 people who do econ, let's say now the average mark for econ is 50 marks. On average, all the students have got 50. Let's say your mark, you have got 80. So you have done very well compared to the average student. So compared to how well you do compared to the average person, now you get a Z score. Now, sometimes now some people like to do difficult subjects. Now, for example, some people do IT thinking Z score is high. Now, what about IT? Now, IT maybe it's a little difficult compared to econ. So let's say the average mark is 40 marks. But given that the paper is a little difficult, okay, you will also, so let's say now your mark is 80. Or your mark is, let's say now paper is a little difficult, now you get a 70. So your skill, it doesn't make a big difference. Sometimes you end up doing a subject that you don't like. Always I tell you, don't worry about Z scores. If you like IT, do IT. Like econ, do econ. Do like BS, do BS. Do what you like. Then you will do well in it. Because otherwise, if you do a subject that you don't like, later you don't use that knowledge anywhere also. Just wasted 2 years. So don't worry too much about Z scores. Do what you like in the subject you like, do really well. Now, I did mine for A levels, I'll tell you. I did the normal 3 subjects for commerce stream, accounting, econ, business studies. I didn't do IT or statistics or anything I didn't do. And I was among the top 50 in the island. I am living proof. So some have this conception that you have to do this subject to get a good text. There can be small changes, correct, Lamai? But you have to do what you like, no. No point doing what you don't like. So if you don't like econ, please don't do econ. If you like something else, do something else. That's why this whole month is there. Change the tunes are there, but I would say you get the tute lama because there are so much of new papers, new questions and all that gets added. If you're a 2025 student, if you want to do this thing, just drop me a text. I'll give you a plan. I don't do accounting classes, lama. I only do this. Is it a must to know what's happening around us? I will teach you, lama. In class, I'll tell you what's happening around. You don't have to put a lot of effort. I will tell you because that's my job. No, I know what's happening around. In class, I will tell you what's happening around. Better do double AT with A levels or after A level. That depends, lama. Some people think it helps, so they do it with A levels. Some people might try to do it with A levels and end up missing A levels also. That depends on what type of student you are. So if you think you can handle something like double AT and do well, then yes. Otherwise, don't. And also think, Lamai, just because your friend is doing double AT, you don't have to do. Now, what is double AT? That is an accounting related qualification. It's mainly accounting. So think, do you want to be an accountant? Is that your ambition? If that is your ambition, yes, do double AT, then do chartered, fine. But remember, accounting is not the only job that you can do with commerce. Right now, with commerce, there are so much of jobs. So what you do right now, have your options open. Explore what is there. Now, I do a econ related job. I'll say it's very interesting. Sometimes some of you all also might do econ related. You might also become an economist at the central bank or economist at the World Bank. You might become one like that. You might even work with the IMF. Who knows? So whatever you do, there are so many options. Right now itself, Lamai, don't make your mind, I'm going to be accountant. Because right now, Lamai, your mind is still not trained, Lamai. Right now, some of your cousin is this, so your parents were accountants, so you think, you also be accountant. Right now, there are so much of jobs. Keep your options open. Little by little, along the way, you will realize, Lamai. You realize, there are jobs like this, there are jobs like this. So then you figure out what you like. Because right now, it's just that what you like. Right now itself, you all might have something. You all have something in mind right now. I want to become this in life. Yes. Do you have something like that? For those who have something like that, just see, you're probably influenced by someone there. Either your parents are that. Okay? Either your parents are that. Or some of your relatives or friends are that. Or someone came and told, look here, this is a Mara job, you can earn a lot. That's why you want to become that. Think, you itself think. So I am telling you right now itself, don't try to exactly say I want to be this Lama because there are so many options you might be missing on those. So have all of that list. Tudes Lama, you can't collect it from anywhere. It will be courier to your doorstep. Okay. Econ-related jobs, Lama, you can work as an economist, you can work in banks, you can become an analyst, you can work at the World Bank, there is the central bank, there are all these investment firms that you can work with. So there are jobs, Lama. Enough and more jobs if you're good at it. Okay. So with that, I'll call this off. We're done with this. I'll give you all a small 5 minute break just to get some water and all of that and come. And then Lama will get into this unit and we'll start with this. So do you want a 5 minute break or do you want a 10 minute break? It's 9:15. You want a break until 9:20 or 9:25? Whatever you want, I will. Not longer than 10 minutes. 10 minutes is the max. You can let me know on the chat box. 5 or 10. Okay, now it's already 1 minute gone. Okay, so we'll take a 9 minute break then. So we'll take a break until 9:25. Walk around, get some water. PM never AM. 9:25 AM. Get some water, do all of it and come. We will then start the unit. Okay. Majority said 10 minutes, so we'll go with 10. Take a break and